Welcome to today's episode. English is more than just a language. It is a powerful tool. It opens doors to many opportunities in your career, education, and personal life. Yet many learners feel stuck. They study for months or years, but their English does not improve as expected. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. The truth is, hidden bad habits quietly kill your English skills. These habits seem small or harmless. You might not even realize you have them, but over time, they build invisible walls. These walls block your ability to speak, listen, write, and understand English well. Many learners repeat these mistakes without knowing how to fix them. This keeps them from reaching their goals. Today, I will share with you the 8 most common bad habits that stop your progress. I will also give you simple tips to fix them right away. Imagine if you could stop fearing mistakes. Imagine learning vocabulary naturally in real situations. Imagine training your ears to understand conversations without subtitles. Picture yourself speaking and writing with confidence every day. This is possible. It starts with recognizing what holds you back. Then you make small but powerful changes. If you are ready to improve your English fast, stay with me. Together, we will discover the 8 bad habits that kill your English. You will learn how to fix them now. Habit 1. Fear of making mistakes and reluctance to speak. One of the biggest obstacles for many English learners is the fear of making mistakes. This fear often stops people from speaking at all. They worry that if they say something wrong, others will judge them or laugh. Because of this, they choose to stay silent. They listen, read, and study, but they avoid speaking. However, this fear is one of the most harmful habits for learning English. The truth is, making mistakes is a natural and necessary part of the learning process. No one becomes fluent without making errors along the way. Mistakes show you what needs improvement. They are a sign that you are trying and learning. When you avoid speaking, you miss the chance to practice and improve your speaking skills. Language learning is not just about knowing words or grammar. It is about being able to use them in real conversations. The more you speak, the more confident and fluent you become. Another problem with this habit is that it slows down your progress. If you only study but never speak, your brain cannot connect what you learn with real-life use. You may understand grammar rules perfectly, but when it comes to speaking, you freeze or hesitate. This is because speaking requires active use, not just passive knowledge. To overcome this habit, the first step is to change your mindset. Accept that mistakes are normal. Everyone makes them, even native speakers. Instead of fearing mistakes, see them as opportunities to learn and grow. Start by speaking in a safe environment. Practice with friends, teachers, or language partners who encourage you. Do not worry about perfection. Focus on communication. As you practice, your confidence will build naturally. Another tip is to prepare simple sentences before speaking. This helps reduce anxiety. You can also record yourself speaking and listen later to identify areas to improve. Remember, fluency comes from practice, not from perfection. The more you speak, the less you fear mistakes. Over time, speaking will become easier and more natural. If you want to improve your English quickly, stop avoiding speaking. Embrace mistakes as part of your journey. Speak every day, even if it is just a little. This habit alone can transform your English skills and open up many new opportunities. Habit 2. Learning vocabulary in isolation without context. Many English learners spend hours memorizing lists of individual words. They try to remember long sets of vocabulary without any context. At first, this might seem helpful. You feel like you are building a strong word bank. However, learning vocabulary this way can actually slow down your progress and make it harder to use English naturally. When you learn words in isolation, it is difficult to remember how to use them correctly. Words have different meanings and uses depending on the situation. Without context, you might forget the meaning or use the word incorrectly. For example, the word take can be used in many ways. It can mean to carry something, to accept, or even to need time. Learning just the word itself is not enough to understand all these uses. Another problem is that learning single words does not help you build sentences or express ideas clearly. You might know many words, but struggle to put them together in a conversation or writing. This happens because language is made of phrases and expressions, not just individual words. To improve, focus on learning vocabulary in chunks or phrases. These are groups of words that often go together and are used in real life. For example, instead of learning just make or decision, learn the phrase make a decision. This helps your brain remember and use vocabulary naturally. Using vocabulary in context also makes learning more interesting and meaningful. You can read short stories, listen to dialogues, or watch videos where words are used in real situations. This way, you learn not only the word, but also how native speakers use it. Try to practice new words by creating your own sentences or conversations. This will help you remember better and improve your speaking and writing skills at the same time. Remember, the goal is not just to know many words, but to use them correctly and confidently. Learning vocabulary with context will make your English sound more natural and fluent. If you want to speed up your English learning, stop memorizing words one by one. Start learning phrases, sentences, and real-life examples. This habit will help you speak and write more smoothly and understand English more easily. Habit 3. Overusing subtitles when practicing listening. Many English learners rely heavily on subtitles when they watch movies, TV shows, or videos. Subtitles can be very helpful, especially at the beginning. They allow you to follow the story and understand the meaning without missing too much. However, relying too much on subtitles can actually harm your listening skills over time. When you always depend on subtitles, your brain does not fully focus on listening to the sounds, words, and intonation. Instead, it reads the text. This makes it harder to train your ears to recognize natural English speech. Spoken English is often faster and less clear than written text. Native speakers use contractions, link words together, and speak with different accents. If you rely on subtitles, you miss these important details. Another issue is that subtitles can create a false sense of understanding. You might think you understand everything because you can read the words, but when you listen without subtitles, you struggle to catch the meaning. This gap can be very frustrating and slow down your progress. To improve your listening skills, try to watch videos or listen to audio without subtitles. At first, this might be difficult. You may not understand much. That is normal and part of the learning process. Start with short clips or simple conversations. Listen multiple times and focus on the sounds and rhythm of English. You can also use subtitles in your native language instead of English subtitles. This helps you understand the meaning without relying on the written English text. After you get used to this, try to listen without any subtitles at all. Another great way to improve is to listen to different kinds of audio. Podcasts, songs, radio shows, and news are good sources. They expose you to various accents and speaking speeds. This variety helps your ears get used to real-life English. Remember, listening is a skill that takes time and practice. Stop depending on subtitles as a crutch. Challenge yourself to listen actively and patiently. Over time, your understanding will improve. You will find it easier to follow conversations, movies, and daily speech. If you want to become a confident English listener, reduce your subtitle use. Practice listening without reading the text. This habit will help you hear and understand English naturally. Habit 4. Not practicing speaking and writing regularly. Many English learners focus heavily on reading and listening. They spend hours studying grammar rules, reading books, and watching videos. However, they often neglect two essential skills: speaking and writing. This habit can seriously limit your ability to use English effectively in real life. Language is a tool for communication. To be truly fluent, you need to practice both speaking and writing regularly. Without practice, your brain struggles to connect what you have learned with real-world use. You might understand English well when reading or listening, but when it comes to expressing your thoughts, you freeze or hesitate. Speaking and writing help you build active skills. When you speak, your brain must quickly find the right words and grammar. This trains your mind to think in English and respond naturally. Writing allows you to organize your ideas clearly. It also improves your grammar and vocabulary through practice. If you do not practice these skills, your English will remain passive. You might be able to understand others but not communicate effectively. This gap is frustrating, especially when you want to join conversations, give presentations, or write emails. To break this habit, start small. Dedicate a few minutes each day to speaking or writing in English. You can talk to yourself about your day, describe what you see, or share your opinions. Writing can be as simple as keeping a daily journal or sending messages in English. Find language partners, join speaking clubs, or use online apps to practice. The more you use English actively, the faster you improve. Remember, mistakes will happen, but that is part of learning. By making speaking and writing a daily habit, you strengthen your confidence and fluency. Your brain adapts to using English naturally. This makes real communication easier and more enjoyable. If you want to master English, do not just be a passive learner. Practice speaking and writing regularly. This habit will unlock your true potential in the language. Habit 5. Overdependence on Google Translate and translation tools. Many learners rely heavily on Google Translate or other translation tools when learning English. These tools are convenient and fast. When you do not know a word or phrase, it is tempting to just type it in and get an instant translation. However, overusing translation tools can harm your English development in several important ways. First, relying too much on translation prevents you from thinking directly in English. When you constantly translate from your native language, your brain does not practice forming ideas and sentences in English. This slows down your ability to speak and write naturally. It also makes conversations harder because you are always translating word by word in your mind. Second, translation tools often give literal or incorrect translations. Languages have different expressions, idioms, and grammar rules that translation software cannot always handle accurately. If you depend on these tools, you may learn wrong or unnatural phrases without realizing it. Third, translation stops you from learning how to guess meanings from context. Good English speakers use surrounding words, tone, and situation to understand unfamiliar words. Overusing Google Translate means you miss this important skill, which is vital for improving reading and listening. To break this habit, try to limit your use of translation tools. Before you translate, try to think about how you would say or write the idea in English. Use dictionaries or learning apps that explain word meanings and usage instead of just giving direct translations. Practice guessing meanings from context when reading or listening. Look for clues around unknown words. This skill will help you become a more independent and confident English learner. When you do use translation, check if the result makes sense. Compare it with example sentences or ask a teacher or friend. This will help you avoid mistakes and learn better expressions. Remember, the goal is to think and express yourself in English, not just translate word for word. By reducing your dependence on Google Translate, you train your brain to work in English. This leads to faster progress and greater fluency. If you want to improve quickly, challenge yourself to use English without always translating. This habit will make your English stronger and more natural. Habit 6. Learning grammar mechanically without practical application. Many learners spend a lot of time memorizing grammar rules and doing exercises. They try to learn the rules perfectly before using English in real life. While grammar is important, learning it in a mechanical way without applying it can be a major obstacle to fluency. When you study grammar only by memorizing rules, it becomes abstract and hard to remember. You may know all the tenses, but when you speak or write, you forget or confuse them. This happens because you do not practice grammar in meaningful situations. Grammar needs to be used naturally, not just learned from a textbook. Another problem is that focusing too much on grammar perfection can make you afraid to speak or write. You might stop yourself from communicating because you worry about making grammar mistakes. This slows down your progress and confidence. To improve, try to learn grammar through examples and real sentences. Instead of just studying rules, see how grammar is used in conversations, stories, or articles. This helps you understand the meaning and use of grammar structures better. Practice speaking and writing using the grammar points you learn. For example, if you study the past tense, try telling a story about what happened yesterday. This makes grammar more practical and easier to remember. Also, accept that making mistakes is normal. Communicating your ideas clearly is more important than perfect grammar. Over time, with practice, your grammar will improve naturally. Using apps, videos, or language partners to see and use grammar in context can be very helpful. Try to focus on communication first, then correct and improve your grammar gradually. Remember, grammar is a tool to help you express yourself, not a barrier. Learning it mechanically without using it will hold you back. If you want to become fluent, start applying grammar in real situations. This habit will help you speak and write more naturally and confidently. Habit 7. Not setting clear goals and learning plans. Many English learners study without clear goals. They spend time learning here and there without a plan. This habit can cause frustration and slow progress. Without a clear purpose, it is easy to lose motivation and direction. Having clear goals helps you focus your efforts. For example, your goal might be to speak confidently in work meetings, pass an exam, or travel abroad. When you know what you want, you can choose the right materials and activities. Your study becomes more efficient. Without goals, you may waste time on things that are not useful for you. You might learn complicated grammar or vocabulary that you never use. This makes you feel tired and lose interest in learning. A good learning plan divides your big goal into smaller, manageable steps. You can track your progress and celebrate small successes. This keeps you motivated and helps you stay on track. Start by writing down your main goal. Then break it into weekly or monthly tasks. For example, practice speaking for 10 minutes every day or learn 20 new words a week. Make sure your goals are realistic and measurable. Also, review and adjust your plan regularly. If something is not working, change it. Learning English is a journey, and your plan should be flexible. Another important tip is to include different skills in your plan: listening, speaking, reading, writing, vocabulary, and grammar. Balanced practice leads to better overall improvement. Remember, learning without a clear goal is like traveling without a map. You may go anywhere but never reach your destination. Setting goals and making a plan gives you direction and purpose. If you want to succeed in English, start by defining what you want. Create a plan and follow it consistently. This habit will help you learn smarter and faster. Habit 8. Constantly comparing yourself to others and losing confidence. Many English learners make the mistake of comparing themselves to others too often. They see people who speak fluently or write perfectly, then feel discouraged. This habit can seriously damage your motivation and confidence. Everyone learns at their own pace. Some people may pick up English faster due to their environment, previous knowledge, or time spent practicing. Comparing yourself to others ignores your unique strengths and progress. It also creates unnecessary pressure and stress. When you compare too much, you may feel you are not good enough. This can lead to giving up or losing interest in learning. Negative thoughts hold you back from trying new things and making mistakes, which are essential for improvement. Instead of comparing, focus on your own journey. Celebrate small wins and improvements, no matter how minor they seem. Recognize that learning a language is a long process with ups and downs. Progress may be slow sometimes, but consistency leads to success. Set personal goals and measure your improvement against yourself, not others. Keep a journal or record your speaking to see how far you have come. This helps you stay positive and motivated. Surround yourself with supportive people who encourage your learning. Join groups or communities where everyone helps each other grow. Positive environments make learning more enjoyable and less stressful. Remember, confidence grows when you believe in your ability to improve. Comparing yourself to others only steals that confidence. If you want to succeed in English, stop the habit of constant comparison. Focus on your progress and keep moving forward. This mindset will help you build confidence and achieve your language goals. After exploring the 8 bad habits that kill your English, it is clear that changing these habits can make a huge difference in your learning journey. These habits are common and easy to fall into, but they do not have to hold you back. The power to improve your English lies in your hands. Remember, fear of making mistakes only limits your chance to practice and grow. Learning vocabulary without context keeps you from using words naturally. Overusing subtitles stops your ears from truly understanding English. Avoiding speaking and writing practice makes your skills passive and slow to develop. Relying too much on translation tools weakens your ability to think directly in English. Studying grammar mechanically without using it prevents natural communication. Not having clear goals leads to confusion and lost motivation. Constantly comparing yourself to others steals your confidence and joy in learning. The good news is, each of these habits can be fixed with small, intentional changes. Start by accepting mistakes as part of the process. Learn words in phrases, not just alone. Practice listening without subtitles. Speak and write every day, even a little. Limit your use of translation tools and try thinking in English. Apply grammar through real-life examples. Set clear goals and create a simple learning plan. Focus on your own progress, not others. Changing habits is not always easy. It takes time, patience, and persistence. But the results are worth it. When you let go of these bad habits, your English will improve faster. You will feel more confident. You will enjoy learning more. No matter where you are now, you can take control of your English journey. Look honestly at your habits. Choose 1 or 2 to work on first. Keep practicing and stay positive. Your efforts will add up and lead to success. Thank you for listening. I hope this episode has helped you see what may be holding you back and how to move forward. Keep going, and you will reach your English goals. Remember, every small step counts. Speak soon in the next episode.